The logline is a great place to start when brainstorming story ideas, and it provides a simplistic map ensuring that you have all the basic elements in place before you begin the journey. In my years as a beginning writer, I usually rushed in without a plan. The story will tell itself to me, I thought. Why ruin that experience for myself? I thought that a logline would only be needed as I moved to market my work. But as I began to become a paid writer working for commissions, I noticed that the scripts I wrote for others were turning out much better than mine. The idea, I thought. Their ideas are better. My ideas are bad. But that wasn't the case at all. Because a producer or production company was involved, I had to present the idea in logline and synopsis to them before I dove in and started writing. I knew where I was going. The script had more clarity and the rewrite process was easier too. I started to treat myself as that production company. I forced myself to understand the path that I would take to get to the end. I could always move away from the planned path as others' ideas came in, but I knew where I was going. And the creativity within the script wasn't reduced by the clear knowledge of my story. It was enhanced 1,000 times. I was more creative in the execution because I didn't have that voice in the back of my mind asking, where's all this going? So let's look again at the basics of logline creation. A logline conveys the dramatic story in the most abbreviated manner possible. It presents the major through line of the dramatic narrative without character intricacies and subplots. It is story boiled down to its base. It is a window into the story. The best logline is one sentence. You may need two. This can be difficult. You're bonded to all of the small aspects of your story, the details. But isolating the basic story will help you to tell it, I promise. A logline must include who the story is about, who's your protagonist, what they strive for, what is their goal, what do they want from the story, and what stands in their way, what's the antagonistic force or antagonist that keeps them from achieving their goal. Well, sometimes a logline needs a small setup. It doesn't tell the entire story, though. Remember, it is a window into the story. So, a logline for The Wizard of Oz might look something like this. After a twister transports a lonely Kansas farm girl to a magical land, she sets out on a dangerous journey to find a wizard with the power to send her home. The protagonist doesn't need a name in the logline. Unless they are someone famous with a name we would recognize, like George Washington, use a well-chosen adjective to describe who they are. Dorothy could be considered lonely or neglected. The goal. Her goal is to go home. The goal is the major engine of your screenplay. It must be present in the logline. Dorothy has many goals in The Wizard of Oz. Protect the slippers, meet the wizard, retrieve the broomstick. But the major goal is to return to Kansas. This is the heart of the dramatic narrative, to get back home. And the third element is what makes achieving the goal difficult or seemingly impossible. Don't weigh the logline down with too many details about the antagonistic force. Dangerous Journey intimates the antagonistic force here. On your first attempt, you might want to throw in everything, right? But the final goal of the logline is to be succinct, to open the window. It should avoid revealing the script's conclusion. You might feel like you want to reveal the surprise ending of your story, but a good logline for The Sixth Sense doesn't reveal the twist at the end. A psychologist struggles to cure a troubled boy who is haunted by a bizarre affliction. He sees dead people. Save the surprise for the script or to hook them at the end of the pitch. And also, this logline demonstrates an important element of a logliner story. It's the word struggles. It presents a goal and conveys drama. Find a word, like struggles, to convey the difficult journey your protagonist is on. It makes us want to hear more. So these are the basics. As you write and refine loglines, you'll find that it often gives you insight into problems that your story might have. Fixing them before you start will result in a better story all around.